The wind that night did not howl. It screamed. It tore at the thatch of our humble longhouse like a spectral beast trying to dig out the warmth within, a keening wail that spoke of shattered glaciers and dying gods. Inside, the air hung thick with wood smoke, and with a dread sharper than any winter's chill. I was little Bjørn then, barely 10 winters old, and I huddled closer to our meager hearth. My eyes, my wide, sea-gray eyes, were fixed not on the flames, but on her face. My grandmother, Astrid. Her hands, usually so busy with spindle or spoon, lay still in her lap. Maps of blue veins, roads of a long life. And they trembled. But not from age. No, tonight they trembled from a cold that came from within. Grandmother, I whispered. My voice, a tiny boat against that storm's ocean roar. The sky, it bleeds. Father says, he says it's just a strange aurora. That the lights are the Valkyries, polishing their armor. Astrid's gaze, usually soft, milky with the gentle fog of cataracts. It seemed to clear, sharpen. It pierced right through the smoke haze, through our sturdy pine walls, seeing things far beyond our snowy fjord. Beyond the world itself. She pulled her worn shawl tighter, as if it could ward off visions. Your father, she said, her voice a dry leaf rustling over stone. Your father is a good man, Bjørn. He believes in the soil, the seed, the harvest. He must. It is what keeps us alive. She turned those seeing eyes on me. The firelight carved deep valleys of shadow on her face, making her ancient as the mountains. But there are older truths, child. Truths that sleep in the roots of Yggdrasil, and whisper on winds, like this one. She paused. The wind shrieked its agreement. Tonight. The lights are not Valkyries. They are the first tears in the tapestry. They are the beginning of the end. My throat went tight. The end
you know
of
what? That means, don't you?
She leaned forward. The shadows danced. Come. Sit by me. Put another log on the fire. For this story needs its own light. And it is the last one I will ever tell you. And so, I did. I fed our fire. And I sat at her feet. And she began, not as a skald would sing it to roaring lords in a mead hall, but as it was passed down in the long, dark nights. A story of the world's unmaking, heard through the trembling hearts of those who would witness it. Voice shifts slightly, becoming more rhythmic, more told, as Astrid's voice takes over within the narrative. It does not begin with the bang of Thor's hammer, little one. It begins with a silence, a wrongness. It begins with the Fimbulwinter. 3 winters, she held up 3 crooked fingers. 3 winters, will march. Hand in bone cold hand. With no summer to breathe between them. Not a winter like this, where we grumble of the chill and hunger for spring. No. Her voice dropped, turned icy. This is a winter that hates. The sun, a pale, weak coin, giving no warmth. The winds, carrying knives of ice that flay the skin from your face. Snow, falling not in flakes, but in great, smothering shrouds. Burying forests, hills, whole villages. The seas, growing a crust of ice so thick, you could walk from here to the ends of the earth, and never see water. I shivered, pulling my knees to my chest. And with the cold, she whispered, comes the hunger. The crops die in the frozen ground. The game flees, or perishes. Brother turns against brother, for a crust of moldy bread. The bonds of kinship, of honor, they snap. Like icicles. It is the time of the wolf, in men's hearts, long before it is in the woods. Voice becomes darker, more portentous. The pace slows further, each word weighted. When the world is at its weakest, when hope is a forgotten memory, then, the chains break. First, the wolf. Fenrir. The great beast of chaos. Son of Loki. Bound since the dawn of days by a ribbon, forged from the sound of a cat's footfall, a woman's beard, other impossibilities. A chain stronger than any iron. But on that day, his rage, grown with each season of ice, will be boundless. He will stretch his colossal limbs, and the unbreakable will break. She snapped her fingers. The sound was shockingly loud in the quiet. With a crack that echoes through all the 9 worlds, he is free. His jaws, which they say stretch from earth to sky, they drip. His howl is the second trumpet of the end. Then, the serpent. Jormungandr. The Midgard Serpent. Who lies coiled at the bottom of all oceans, encircling all the lands. The stirring of the wolf disturbs the deep. The earth quakes, not a tremor, but great heaving convulsions. Mountains topple. The ground splits wide. The sea boils, and rears up, fleeing its bed. And from the frothing, poisoned waves, it rises. She closed her eyes, as if seeing it. Scales like plates of tarnished iron. Eyes, like drowned moons. Venom spraying from its maw. Poisoning the very air, the very sea. And finally, her voice dropped to the barest whisper. I had to lean in. The ship. Naglfar. A vessel, not of wood, but of the untrimmed fingernails and toenails of the dead. For this reason, wise folk always trim the nails of their departed, to slow its building. But it is finished now. It is launched on the flood of the dying sea. And at its helm, she opened her eyes. They were full of terrible recognition. Loki, the father of lies, the shapeshifter, free from his agonizing bonds. No longer the cunning trickster of your bedtime tales, boy. Now, a being of pure, icy malice. His crew, an army of the dead, of giants, of all the hatred that has ever festered in the shadows. They sail on a tide of despair. I found my voice, small and breaking. And the gods. Where will Odin All-Father be? A sad, slow smile touched her lips. A smile that held the weight of all prophecies. The All-Father knows. He has always known. His one eye sees all destinies. He will sit in his high seat, Hlskjolf, and he will see it all. The hosts of hell, of Muspelheim, gathering. And he will call the warning. Her voice rose, clear and strong for a moment. The great horn, Gjallarhorn, will sound. Not a call to feast. A call to the final hunt. Voice swells with a somber, tragic grandeur. From every corner of the cosmos, they will come. Odin. In his golden helmet, gripping his spear Gungnir, will ride at the front. His ravens, thought and memory, flying ahead into the gloom. By his side, all the glorious Einherjar. The warriors chosen from every battle. Their eternal feast in Valhalla, finally over. Now ready for the true purpose of their afterlife. To stand in the last shield wall. Thor, the Thunderer, our protector. He will rage. He will not ride, he will stride. His red beard bristling. His eyes, crackling with lightning. In his hands, Mjolnir, the hammer that has crushed 1,000 giant skulls. He seeks one foe, above all others. The serpent, his ancient enemy. Freyr will come, but with a heavy heart. For he gave away his magic sword for love, and now fights with a stag's antler. Tyr, the one-handed god of courage, will stand firm. Heimdall, the ever-vigilant watchman, will blow the horn, and then raise his sword to meet Loki, his sworn foe. All of them. All the Aesir. The Vanir. Arrayed on the Vigrid Plain. A field so vast, it stretches beyond seeing. She paused, letting the image hang in the smoky air. The last, glorious, terrible muster. Gleaming, against a backdrop of fire and ice. And then, they meet. On one side, order. Memory. The world that was. On the other, chaos. Oblivion. The void. And they crash together. It is the undoing of all things. Odin charges the wolf. He fights with the wisdom of ages. Gungnir strikes, like a bolt of frozen starlight. But Fenrir is fate made flesh. And the stories say, her voice broke. Just for a heartbeat. The All-Father. The seeker of knowledge. The King of Gods will be the first to fall. The great wolf will open its maw, and Odin, whole, is swallowed by chaos. A small, pained sound escaped me. I couldn't stop it. "Do not mourn yet," she said, though her own eyes glittered wet in the firelight. "Vengeance comes swiftly. Vidar, the silent god, Odin's son." He steps forward. He wears a shoe, forged from all the leather scraps humanity has ever thrown away. A shoe of humility and patience. Her hands described a terrible, rending motion. With one hand, he seizes the wolf's upper jaw, plants his foot on its lower, and with a tear that rends the very sound from the air, he rips Fenrir apart. Thus is the father avenged. On another part of the field, the greatest duel. Thor and the Midgard Serpent. She leaned forward, her voice conjuring the thunder. Oh, the noise! Not from the sky, but from them. Thor swings Mjolnir with the strength that moves mountains. He strikes. He crushes the serpent's vile skull. The poison sprays, drenching him. He staggers back, triumphant. He has saved the world from its coils. Her voice fell flat. He takes 9 steps, and the poison claims him. He falls. His hammer slips from his grip. The protector is finally at rest. Loki and Heimdall, the watchman and the trickster. They find each other. Opposites. 2 sides of a coin, about to be melted down. Their fight is fierce. Cunning against vigilance. And in their hatred, they are perfect mirrors. They strike each other down at the same moment, ending their long feud forever. Tyr and the Hound of Hell, Garm, kill each other. Freyr falls to the fire giant, Surtur. One by one, the bright lights go out. The Einherjar fall. The giants fall. Until the Vigrid Plain is a silent, still sea of the slain. God and monster alike. All quiet. And then she let the silence stretch. The fire popped. Surtur. From Muspelheim, the land of fire. He has been waiting. At the edge of the world. Holding a sword, brighter than the sun. With all the gods fallen, he strides forward. He raises his blade. She brought her hand down in a slow, final arc, and brings it down upon the earth. And the world burns. Not a cleansing fire. A devouring one. It races across the Vigrid Plain, consuming the fallen. It races through the forests, turning mighty Yggdrasil itself into a towering torch. It boils the seas. The sky cracks, blisters. Stars wink out, like embers dying. All of it, the glory, the tragedy, the beauty, the sorrow of all that ever was, is eaten by Surtur's flame. It burns until there is nothing left. Nothing but ash, silence, and the endless, gentle lap of the primordial waters. Our own fire spat. A tiny, pathetic echo of that world-ending conflagration. I was crying. Silent tears cutting through the soot on my cheeks. It was too horrible. Too final. Too dark. Grandmother, I sobbed. Why? Why tell me this? Why is this the last story? It's just nothing. It's all for nothing. Astrid reached out. Her gnarled hand, surprisingly gentle, wiped my tears. Her face had changed. The prophet of doom was gone. In her place, just my grandmother. Full of love. Ah, child, she murmured, the sound like a lullaby. Because I have not finished. My breath hitched. The old skalds, the ones who sing for kings, they often stop with the fire. It makes a better, harder song. But we, the people who plant in the dirt and hope for the sun, we know a secret. We know a story within the story. Hope. A fragile, tiny bud in the frozen ground of my heart. From the silence, she whispered, her voice the first green shoot pushing through ash. A sound. From the waters, a stir. The ashes settle upon the deep. And from those very ashes, nourished by the water that birthed the first world, life begins again. The earth is born a second time. Unbelievably green. Fertile. It rises from the sea, fresh. Pure. Washed clean. Of all poison. All hatred. All memory of pain. And survivors emerge. Not gods. Not giants. People. Her eyes held mine, pouring the truth into me. Two people. Líf and Lífþrasir. Life and life's desire. They hid themselves deep within the wood of Yggdrasil, in a place called Holt, fed only by the morning dew. They step out onto the new, green earth. They see the sun, a new sun, born of the old one's daughter, and they breathe the unsullied air. And the gods, they are gone, but not the divine. Vidar and Valley, the sons who survived, are there. And from the depths of the burning world, Baldr the Beautiful returns. The god of light, who was slain by mistletoe, whose death began the long slide into darkness, he walks the new world. Whole. Shining. With him. Hr. His blind brother who slew him. Now, reconciled. Justice and peace, their rule. They find, in the lush grass, the golden chess pieces the Aesir once played with. Symbols of the old world's joy. Waiting. To be used again. They do not rebuild Asgard. They build something new. Something gentler. A world where the story is not yet written. And the ending is not foretold. Astrid's voice fades, and the narrator's voice returns, older, wiser, infused with the memory. The storm outside has completely died. Astrid fell silent. the storm outside. As if it had heard the end of its own reason for being, had subsided. The scream faded to a sigh, then to a whisper, then to nothing. She looked at me, her eyes clear, full of a love that had seen the end of all things, and was not afraid. That, my dear heart, is Ragnarok. It is not just an end. It is a rebirth. The terrible, necessary price for a second chance. The fire must come to burn away the rot, so the new seed can grow. The old gods, with all their wars and feuds, must fall, so that a better peace can rise. Remember this, Bjørn, when you see the sky bleed, or feel the winter bite too deep. Remember that darkness, no matter how total, is always, always, followed by a dawn. That after the last story is told, a new one is waiting to be begun. And it will be told by those who survive. By people like Líf and Lífþrasir. Her hand found my head, a gentle weight. By people like us. I stared into our fire. I no longer saw just flames. I saw the end of all things, yes. The great, tragic, beautiful fall. But I also saw the first green shoot on a renewed earth. The unbreakable thread of life. The terrible beauty of it all filled me. Not with fear, but with a solemn, profound awe. Her breathing evened out, slowed into sleep. Outside, the aurora still danced, but it no longer looked like blood. It looked like a great, shimmering curtain being drawn across the sky, ending one act, preparing the stage for the next. I stood. I was small, but I felt the weight of it. The silence after the story. I took the last log, and I placed it on the fire, carefully, tending it, ensuring its light would last until morning. I was the keeper of the flame now, and I understood. My role was not to fear the ending. My role was to remember the old story, and to be ready for the new one. For Ragnarok is not just a myth of the past. It is a promise, whispered in every ending, in every long winter, in every fallen leaf, that from the ashes, life, always, stubbornly, beautifully, rises again.